Hopefully you guys can hear me properly. Been meaning to do this for a while, and I was on Zach's stream. Gave me some motivation. So, it's going to get right into it. I got some notes here, and I got some topics to talk about for this title. You are becoming what you repeat. And I think this is an interesting topic, and I'm going to try to keep this short and sweet for you guys. That way it's easily digestible. The main concept of this is most people identify with the idea of a giant revelation. And in reality, identity is repetition. You are what you do over and over again. I think we can all agree to that, and we can all understand that. Small habits you repeat become your reality. The small steps becoming the continuous habits that you slowly become. So each and every day making these decisions, these small decisions that add up over time. They're not these grand things where you turn your whole life around. Sometimes they are. Sometimes I quit smoking nicotine, and I just did that on a whim. I was just like, you know what? This is my last cigarette, and I'm done. And I haven't smoked a cigarette since. Sometimes they do come like that, but for the most part, most of the time, these changes that we create in ourselves and who we really are that last a long time are things that we do slowly over time, one step at a time. There's always been this saying that I've heard and I've talked about with numerous people, and it kind of ties into this in a way, and it ties into some other conceptual ideas as well, and that is, when you go shopping to the mall and you say, oh, I want this outfit, I want this whole get up, from your shoes to the hat to the whole thing. Well, not always can you afford all of those things at once. So what you do is you start with the shoes. You buy the shoes. Maybe a couple weeks later you get paid, you have a little bit extra money, you buy the pants and the shirt and the jacket and then the hat, and then before you know it, you have the entire outfit that you desired. I think changing who you are and changing the foundation of your being is much like that. Like you start from the bottom. You buy the shoes. And buying the shoes might look like prepping your meals. It might look like slowly cutting back on smoking cigarettes. It could be a numerous amount of things of just maybe working out, taking a 10-minute walk every day, and that turns into a 15-minute walk, and then a 20-minute walk, and then you're walking 6 miles. It doesn't matter because you carved out that time, and you know that's who you want to be. You want to change this person, and it doesn't have to be all or nothing. So, much like I'm saying, it starts today. It starts right now. It's a decision. It's a choice you make, building momentum, doing it again and again and again. Every day, you either reinforce your numbness or your awareness. And I think that the numbness is the lack of action and the complicit non-action that can keep you from feeling the way you want to feel. It keeps you feeling heavy, and it keeps you feeling lonely, it keeps you feeling depressed, keeps you feeling like you're not good enough. So what do? Well, you have to become aware of that. You have to become aware of this numbness. You have to become aware of the idea that this is who I am, and I have to change that. The awareness is the brutal truth of looking in the mirror. Who and what do you see? What do you need to change to be the best version of yourself? And that takes radical honesty. That takes, maybe even somebody in your life, you have to ask them to say, if you could look at me objectively and you could just be brutal truth with me and not hurt my feelings, not worry about hurting my feelings, what do you see? And sometimes you got to have that conversation with yourself, because you might not have people in your life that are willing to be that way for you. So, what are you reinforcing today? Are you reinforcing your numbness or your awareness? This is a big one for today. Screens, routines, and comfort quietly shape you. I think those things all tie in together. I think the comfort of the routine, of being on the screen, it's like, I am using this, I'm trying to reach out to you, I'm trying to get better at maybe getting these things together so I can redefine my routines, maybe do it on my lunch breaks and stop wasting time just mindlessly scrolling when I have 10 minutes and I can just do this video really quick, There's not... The quietly shaping you part is, again, like the numbness. You're not aware of it, and you become apathetic, or you realize, oh my God, I've put on 15 pounds because all I do every day, the second I get a chance to be by myself, is sit on the couch and scroll, maybe eat some junk food or something, or you realize that, wow, I go up a flight of stairs and I can't breathe because all I do is smoke a pack of cigarettes every day. And it's those things that are quietly shaping you that you must redefine those routines. And I think, this point ties into the last point of just being aware of that and starting small. The routines of getting lost in the screens creates this comfort and complacency that keeps you numb, keeps you feeling bad and depressed about your place in the world. So you have to reframe. We need the awareness to reshape ourselves, to get out of the comfort zone, to get comfortable being uncomfortable. Reshape yourself and your mind at the same time. I think it's very important to get comfortable being uncomfortable. I tell myself that every day. There's something I don't want to do, and I have to get into that mindset of just like, maybe I don't want to do this, and it makes me feel uncomfortable because I'd rather be comfortable sitting on the couch and relaxing and hanging out. But I'm doing this for a reason, whether it's prepping food and knowing that I'm sustaining myself for the week, or it's going for a walk or working out. It's like some days you don't feel like working out, man. Some days you just want to, like I said, sit on the couch, watch some TV, relax. Next thing you know, it's 10 o'clock at night. You have to be able to have that awareness of yourself and reshape the person you want to be. And like I said from the beginning, it's not all or nothing. It starts small. You take a 5-minute walk, and then it turns into 6 miles or whatever. And that's also in your mentality and how you view yourself. If you are sick of feeling numb and sick of the angst and existential dread of like life escaping you, then it's like, don't let life pass you by. Wake up, get out of bed, do something with yourself. Your life is built out of what you normalize. What are the standards you set for yourself? What makes you feel good? And not only that, but what makes you feel alive? What makes your life worth living? I think this is super important because it's like so many of us just go through our day to day and the years escape us. And next thing you know, like right now, it's about to be June, 6 months in. It's like there's so many things I'm sure that so many of us have said, I need to do this, I need to do that. And we haven't made any progress on it. What are you doing? Wake up, get out. It starts today. It starts right now. There's no other time. You can say you're going to start it tomorrow, but then it's like tomorrow never comes. It's this whole idea that I've always been talking about, and it's just redefine the standards, reset the bar. We have to. Because if we don't, and we normalize this complacency, this numbness, this laziness, we want to be upset at the world for being lazy and out of shape and unhealthy, and we want to take it out on other people, but it's like, who should we really be mad at? Should we be mad at ourselves? We should be willing to stand up for ourselves and take the action that we need to take to do something greater with ourselves. For example, me doing this right now. How long has it been since I made a video? How many times I tell myself I'm going to do it? You know what? You just got to do it. You just got to start writing these ideas down and spreading them. This is an ever-growing thing. I am a human being just like the rest of you. I'm not some guru. I'm not some all-knowing, omnipotent being. I'm as much as a human being as the rest of you. I'll wrap it up with this. One repeated action at a time, you either build a prison or a unique path. What do you really desire? What does making reality better mean to you? And I'll just say what it means to me. I think making reality better, what the whole concept of MRB is exactly almost everything that we're talking about here in a conceptual way, and probably a little bit more. We must define ourselves and guide ourselves truly to where we think we belong. Because if we don't, how do we make reality better? How do you inspire other people if you are the person sitting on the couch doing nothing? How do you want other people to get off the couch if you can't do it yourself? You have to go through the process. You have to go through the ranks and realize I'm just like everybody else. And if I want to change something, I want to change my community, I want to change my friends, I want to change my family, then you have to be the example. You have to be like the gold standard in a way to say, look, I was you. I was sitting there. I was eating Cheetos. I was smoking cigarettes. I was being lazy. I was just doing the bare minimum, working a minimum wage job, barely holding on. And you know what? One day I woke up and said, enough is enough. And I decided to do something different for myself. So I think that is exactly it. One repeated action at a time. You're either going to build your prison with complacency and numbness or build your path. Make something that's worthwhile. Make something that's worth leaving to other people, whether it be your children or your family or your friends or just people you genuinely care about in the world, your community. Leave something behind that's worth looking at. That's what is your stake in this world? Make reality better right now. Have a good night, guys.